There's something in your eyes I know I can't resist. Something in the air.
Okay, this is how you make Katara's water tribe pendants. Here we can see the base. This was the base pendant I made. I made it out of Sculpey. I actually baked a round disc of Sculpey and then carved the design in. Well, drew the design on it and then carved it out. With this nice little tool over here, I'll show you. I'm not 100% sure what this tool is. I think it's a drill bit. Here we go. Here's the drill bit. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's a tiny little tool. It's what I used to carve it with. I'm sure the focus on this is terrible. And my voice is going to sound fantastic, I assure you. Anyways, that's what I carved it with. Okay, then I tried different ways of latex mold making. Well, mold making. First I used latex. As you can see, this is my latex mold. Basically, it had to be painted. I used this stuff here. Mold Builder by Casting Craft. It can be bought at Michael's. It worked. It actually worked. My personal Katara necklace was made using this. So it works. Just after 2 or 3 tries of making casting molds, they started coming out warped. I've got 2 examples over here, like this one. I don't know if you can see. Came out really kind of warped. It's kind of got like, I don't know, it's raised in the middle. I just don't like how it sands horribly because of that. This one, on the other hand, is dipped in the middle. And yeah, again, terrible. I didn't like it. So, but you can use latex. It's more useful if you're only casting 1 or 2 rather than multiples, which it's not very useful for. But you got the mold builder. You have to put it on very, very thin layers and let it dry like 8 hours, and then put on another very thin layer, and it's hell. And it took me about 3 days to build the mold you see here. Then I started using this great casting compound my dad brought home from work. I heard silicone works similar to this stuff, but my dad brought it home from work. He's a dentist, so he uses it every day. But yeah, this much better, flexible, can be reused like a million times, sturdy. I love it. This stuff is amazing. And as you can see, I have several molds built up so that I can cast lots and lots. Yeah, this is my work environment. I'm a messy artist. It's not exactly good. You can see different necklaces in different stages of completion. The ones down here are close to being completed. Now, every necklace, and these actually over here are directly out of the mold, so they haven't been finished at all. Every necklace is a bit different because just the way the resin works and reacts and whatnot. The color is going to be slightly different on every batch I make. These turned out really light. Some of them have turned out really dark in the past. I think this was one of the darker ones. This is what they look like after they're sanded. Unfortunately, with the resin, I'm having the problem of no matter how I mix it, it comes out sticky. So like these here, I can't just make necklaces with this because it's sticky and nasty. So I have to sand it down. I sand down all the surfaces, and then I actually polish them with, of all things, toothpaste. And after I polished them with toothpaste, I'll paint the backs. These actually have their backs painted with metallic paint. I just use bulk art metallic paint from Walmart. They sell it for like $1. I use the metallic pearl mixed with a bit of the metallic blue. It gives that nice, really nice shimmery effect, and they look really nice. This one, the glaze is still drying, so it's not exactly. This one's the glaze is a little more dry on. And then I sand them down. So this is what they look like after they're sanded. They still have to be treated a bit more before they're finished. and I can actually start the painting and then glazing them. After they're painted, I put a glaze on them, a clear glaze. Got this at Michael's as well. And the clear glaze varnish gives them back some of their shine after they've been sanded. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the actual resin casting process. Here's the resin I use. I got it at Michael's. It's wonderful stuff. Here's the catalyst I use. Also bought at Michael's. They're all Cast and Craft brand stuff. And this is also the Cast and Craft brand resin dye. And I use about 2 drops of that. Squeeze a bit of resin, squeeze a bit more, squeeze the resin, put a nice squirt of this. Yeah, that's really scientific, I know. But that's about the amount that works. I tried putting more in because everybody's like, sticky resin, you have to put more catalyst. I mixed about half catalyst and half resin. Did not work, actually turned out worse. So I've tried upping the catalyst, still sticky resin. I've given up on trying to not get sticky resin and just decide to work with my sticky resin. Okay, I drop 2 of this, usually works really well. I mix it with straws, just plain straws, because, well, again, they're ruined afterwards. And I don't want to spend a lot of money on something I'm just using to stir some resin up. Stir it up nice and good. Try not to make too many bubbles, because there's going to be bubbles in your mold. So then I pour the resin in my molds. Let's see, watch this one. This stuff, probably going to let it set about 6 hours before I even take it out of the molds. These over here haven't been touched because after it's taken out of the molds, I usually leave it for another 24 hours before it's ready to be sanded because, like I tried sanding these, while they are fully sanded, they're still flexible. Like I can still bend them, and that's not good. So I'm going to let them sit for a little bit more before I finish sanding them. Just so they're not flexible and don't end up getting warped because I'm messing with them while they're not quite fully hardened yet. So yeah, those not ready to mess with yet. These, yes, so I'm going to let them sit about 6 hours before I take them out of the mold. So they're going to be sticky. You have to let them sit for about 24 hours and then I can finally sand them. We got this baby right here, which is fully sanded and ready to go. Actually, probably going to do a little bit more work on it to get some of that white out of the lines before I start painting it. But that's about all that's left on this baby. These babies are painted, glazed on the front. They're not glazed on the back yet. They probably need about another coat of glaze before they're finished. This one has had the hole drilled into it. I just use a normal drill. Drill little holes in the top. I use these things called jump rings. Where are they? They're over here. Packet of jump rings, and they actually come apart really easily. I don't need pliers or anything. Just pull apart, put them through the hole in the necklace, put them back, push them back together. Works really easy, and that's pretty much the whole thing on the necklaces. And here we have a fully finished Katara necklace. You just see the beautiful way it catches the light. That's because of the metallic paint and the glaze. If you don't want to use glaze, you can use clear nail polish. I think this one was actually done with the clear nail polish. Just in large volumes, the glaze is actually cheaper than clear nail polish, so that's why I started using it. It works just as well. But as you can see, it looks beautiful, shines really well. You know, the design is very prominent. It's not too huge. I think it's a 1.25 inch round.